What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Alright, we're coming back to Rush. Yes, indeed. Rush fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Gregory Martin. And Gregory Martin wanted to see me react to a song by Rush called Leave That Thing Alone. Okay. Have I heard the song before? Full disclosure, yes, I have. This is actually, believe it or not, this is one of my favorite Rush songs when it comes to bass lines. This is some of Geddy Lee's best bass work, in my opinion. I think this is some of his best bass playing that he has ever recorded. A lot of movement in the bass line. A ton of movement in the bass line. And I love it. It sounds so good. So, have I heard the song before? Yes, I have, okay? Now, Gregory Martin does assure me that this is a live version of the song. Well, it came off Counterparts, so I don't know where he would have gotten this from. It must be a bootleg or something. I don't think they've ever recorded this live to the best of my knowledge. Or have they? Oh, wait. It was on different stages if I'm not mistaken. Oh, God, I just thought about that. I hope this isn't from different stages. If it is, I can't do it. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so anyway, this was posted by Antigua Coruja, and the video has 1.6 million views. It'll get you there. So, if it is from different stages, I'm going to have to obviously stop and just say I can't do this because I've heard that's one of my favorite live albums, those different stages. If it's not from different stages, like if it's from a bootleg or something like that, I can do a reaction to that, no problem. But I can only do a reaction to the live performance, not the song itself. Like I said, I know the song. I'm familiar with the song. I'm very familiar with the song. I love the song. Like I said, I think personally, some of Geddy Lee's best bass work. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. Alright, here we go. Rush, Leave That Thing Alone. Time Machine DVD. Okay, I've never seen this album. I've never seen the album. I've never seen this live DVD. I never have, so this is cool. Okay, I can do a reaction to the live performance. Very cool. I've heard about this DVD, but I've never gotten it. I should buy it. I should buy it. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Chicken. Did I just see a guy come on stage throwing rubber chickens into the dryers? Such a random thing, man. That's great. That's fantastic. Good showmanship. Oh, man. Geddy Lee's bass playing on this is so freaking good. So freaking good. And I love how Alex is kind of like taking a step back and just letting Geddy, lead on this. Alex could very easily take over on lead. And for a while he does, but this song is so bass driven. It's good to see Alex kind of take that step back and go, you know what? This one's on you, Geddy. I love that. I love that. I absolutely love that. Geddy Lee's hammer-ons and pull-offs are something to behold. The way that he's able to, he'll hit the note with the finger on the right, boom. Doodle-doodle-doo, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And on the next part, he'll hit the first note, and then from there on, the next 4 notes are all hammer-ons and pull-offs. God, he's so good at it. I wish I could get my left hand to be that strong. Dear Lord. So good. Anyway, let's keep going here. Back into the main riff now. Yep. Very nice solo by Alex. Very nice, very tasteful. Felt good. Nothing to be worried about there. Drumming is solid. This was, believe it or not, from what I understand, this was actually one of Neil Peart's easier songs to play. Because from what I understand, and from what I've seen in a couple of interviews, I saw a couple of documentaries on Rush. From what I understand, this song was really more about Geddy. I mean, and I think that was one of the approaches that Neil took with his playing on this, is he didn't want to overtake Geddy at all on this. Like, he was notorious for doing on a whole bunch of other Rush songs. So his playing is very much more subdued. It's very much more relaxed. It's an easier pattern to play. It's not a difficult song. I know a couple of drummers that I played with that know this song, and they say the same thing. And of all the Rush songs that they know, this is one of the easiest ones to play. So, me not being a drummer, I wouldn't know if it's hard or not. I can only go off what I'm told and what I hear. So, I've had several drummers tell me that out of all the Rush songs they've known and they played, this is one of the easiest. So, it makes sense. Like I said, they really want to put the focus on Geddy, and they did. They really did. Addition there. on divided triplets. Nice. Yep. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I gotta see some things there, and here's some things I do not remember on the original recording. So yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. Let me think about it, and I'll see you in the review. We'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Rush with Leave That Thing Alone. This was a request from Gregory Martin. Okay, before I give my score, I need to make something abundantly clear. And apparently, the first time I did Rush, I did a reaction to Xanadu. And I thought I made myself pretty clear, but apparently I didn't, because I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of hate for the score I gave. And the reason I gave the score, I explained, but people didn't listen. So I'm going to try again. And hopefully people will listen to me this time before jumping on me. As I stated earlier, at the very beginning of this video, I'm very familiar with this song. It's one of my favorite Rush songs from a bass playing standpoint. This is some of Geddy Lee's best work, in my opinion, from a bass playing standpoint. I love what he does on this song. He is given so much freedom, and he really takes the lead on this song. And I love that. I absolutely love that. So it is one of my favorite Rush songs. It is. I love the song, okay? Having said that, I know the song very well. Therefore, I repeat, I cannot take the song itself into account here. My score is not based in any way on the song itself, okay? The song is a great song. I love the song. I'm not basing the score at all on the song. And that, I got a blood. I mean, it was like, how could you possibly give Xanadu, I forgot what I gave it, like an 8.6 or something like that. How could you possibly give Xanadu an 8.6? It's a masterpiece. I agree. Xanadu is a masterpiece. If I were to give the song itself a score, I would probably get it somewhere in the 9s, in all honesty. Xanadu is one of my favorite overall songs from Rush. I love that. It's right up there with Cygnus, right up there with 2112, right up there with all of Hemispheres. And I love the song Xanadu. I do. But as I stated in that video, I didn't take the song into account at all because I'm familiar with the song. And everybody kept saying, how can you give Xanadu an 8? It deserves a 9. I couldn't agree more, but I wasn't grading it on the song. And I had to keep explaining this to people. And some people just could not get it through their thick heads that I wasn't taking the song into account. So I'm going to say this one more time, okay? For all those thick-headed people out there who haven't heard me yet. And I swear, if you come at me, I'm going to refer you to this timestamp. And I'm going to call you an idiot. And you don't listen. And you need to open your ears and get rid of that selective hearing of yours. And listen to the words I'm going to say right now. I am not taking the song itself into account in any way, shape, or form. I'm not taking the songwriting into account at all, okay? I am basing my score completely on the live performance. That's it. That's all I'm taking into account here. So please, please, please keep that in mind. Having said that, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that live performance, I'm going to give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel great about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, if we are being honest here, was this the most entertaining video to watch? Remember, I'm not taking the song into account here. Was this the most impressive showmanship we have seen from Rush? No, it's not. we've seen far better. We've seen far better crowd interaction, stage interaction, stage energy, movement and motion, showmanship. We've seen a lot better from them. Let's be honest here, okay? I've done quite a few videos on them where their showmanship and their on-stage presence and their stage energy, their stage interaction, the crowd interaction was far better, okay? Let's be honest here. And if you're curious, you can go back and watch the Rush reactions I just did not too long ago. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now, how did this get an 8.4? Two things were really kind of three things were factored. One, they played the song beautifully. I mean, they did. You know, I mean, they executed the song in a great fashion. Again, I'm not really taking that into account here, though, am I? Not really. So, what did it really come down to? It came down to two things, to be perfectly honest with you. First of all, Neil Peart, great job. Solid drumming as always. Not the most difficult Rush song to play on the drums. This is coming from what I've heard from a number of drummers, that this is one of the easiest Rush songs to play from a drumming standpoint. I believe it. I'm listening to the song and it really is not that complicated. Tom Sawyer is more complicated than this song is. So, there's that. Alex's guitar playing, very tasteful, very well done. Knowing when to step forward, but more importantly, when to step back on this song. Because this is a Geddy Lee driven song. And I appreciate the fact that Alex Lifeson in a live situation is able to recognize that. And when it's time for him to move forward, he does. And he solos and it sounds good. When it's time for him to move back though, he does without hesitation. So that's excellent, okay? Now, what were the two factors that brought this to an 8.4? Number one, and I know this is going to sound stupid, but that guy wearing the butcher's apron, walking out, putting rubber chickens down a chute into a washing machine or into a dryer, whichever it is, washer dryer, both front loading. I don't get it. I don't understand that at all, but it was funny. It was absolutely funny, and it absolutely caught my attention. And I know Rush are a bunch of tricksters and a bunch of pranksters, and they love to do stuff like that. Especially later on in their career, where they had already established themselves as like the kings of prog rock, and they didn't have to prove anything. And they're jokester guys by nature. They love pranks. They love, having fun. They love joking with each other. So why not bring that same energy and attitude to the stage? And they did. Now, who that guy was, I couldn't tell you. It obviously wasn't Geddy. It obviously wasn't Alex. It obviously wasn't Neil. So my guess is it was just, some stagehand, some roadie who decided to put that on and go out there and do that. Very cool. I mean, obviously at Rush's approval and request, but that was fun to see. It caught your attention. The other main thing that really kind of got my attention on this was Geddy's bass playing. Now, I'm very familiar with the song, like I said, but in a live situation, there's always opportunities to kind of deviate from the album and take some liberties and take some additions and add some things that aren't on the album, and he did here. He did some really nice things in that last minute in particular. That last minute really is what kind of bumped this up from like an 8.0 or an 8.1 up to an 8.4. There was some really tasty lines coming out of Geddy right there at the end. Loved hearing that. Loved hearing those live deviations. One of the reasons I love going to live shows is I like to hear what the band is going to do that is slightly different from the album. When you go see it, one of my biggest gripes about going to see Dream Theater when I went and saw them was, and this was a gripe and it was a compliment at the same time. I went and saw Dream Theater perform live one time when they were promoting the album Scenes from a Memory. And one of my biggest gripes, it was also one of their biggest compliments. They played the album. Now, that album is a concept album. It's from start to finish. The entire album is one long song, broken up into 12 parts. The song never actually ends. Even the transition between the 7th track, Through Her Eyes, transitioning into Home, there's that fade, right? And it fades, and it fades, and it fades, and it fades, and right as it's about to end, you hear Home starting to enter, very soft, very, very softly, and it crescendos. So the song never actually ends. Now, when I went and saw them play live, they played that in its entirety, start to finish, that was the first hour of the concert. Well, hour and 20 minutes. But it was the first hour and 20 minutes of a 2.5 hour long show. So the first hour and 20 minutes was all of that album. And they played that song note for note, beat for beat, tone for tone, exactly how it was done on the album. While that is impressive, and it is impressive, I would have really liked to have heard some variables. I would have really much liked to have heard some liberties taken, in particular during the solos. Talk about the best place to do it, during the solos. Take some liberties, but no, they played it exactly like it was on the album. And like I said, it's impressive. Yes, that's impressive, but at the same time, I could have heard that exact same thing if I had just stayed home and put the CD player and put the CD in the CD player and pushed play. I would have had the exact same experience. So, kind of a catch-22, you know what I mean? So, hearing Geddy take those liberties, hearing Geddy play those differences, hearing Geddy downright do a bass solo for that last minute, basically. I mean, that was cool. And it wasn't just me that appreciated it. You heard the crowd. They appreciated it too. They really enjoyed it. So that's really what kind of bumped this up to an 8.4. Remember, I am not giving this 8.4 based on the song itself. I am basing the score completely on what I saw from a live perspective and what I experienced from a live perspective. That's it. Now, if people come after me and go, this song deserves a higher score than 8.4, I'm just going to ignore you. I'm sorry, I am. I'm going to pretend like I didn't even read the comment. I have more important things to do than answer comments from a couple of knuckleheads who didn't listen to what I had to say. Or actually, you know what? I'll respond. I'll just put them at the timestamp, you know, in this video where I will literally call them an idiot, and I will literally call them thick-headed and open your ears and stop using your selective hearing. I'll put them right there, and they can go watch me call them an idiot. It's fine with me. I got no skin off my teeth. I'm not the one that was sitting there going, oh, this song deserves a better, higher score. You're absolutely right. The song does deserve a higher score, okay? But I can't take the song into consideration because I'm very familiar with it. So 8.4 is where we're at. 8.4 was where we're going to stay. So 8.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.